Hey everyone, this is Devin Moreno here, and today I want to talk to you about how me and my partner bought a duplex out in East Baltimore City, and we got it completely for free with no money out of our own pocket. And this is actually a very common, popular strategy that a lot of investors use. So if you're an investor like me, you probably already know what I'm alluding to here. But if I can say the word BRRRR strategy and you don't know what I'm talking about, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how this strategy works and how you even can buy a house with absolutely no money out of your pocket as a new investor. When I was first starting out, I actually bought 5 houses in the first 2 years of my investing journey, all using this strategy when I had no money. And all you literally need is a job and a good credit score, and then you too can do it. That's really the only prerequisites. So how do we do this? Well, first off, let's get into the BRRRR strategy. The BRRRR strategy is actually an acronym for Buy, Renovate, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. So obviously within this, there's 3 major components. There's the buy step, the renovate step, and the refinance. Now I did say rent, but that's really kind of mixed in with the refinance part. And we'll get into that. So ultimately, many of you might be confused on the buy portion of this. So this duplex example, for example, we had for $115,000. That's what the final purchase price was. And we need to buy it all cash, and we didn't use any money out of our own pocket, so how did we buy it? Most of you might be used to homeowner loans where you have to put 20% down. You maybe can get less with FHA or whatever other style loans where it can get as low as 3%, but never 0%. Never you don't put any money down. So we have no complicated loan. We don't even use a bank. Essentially what we use instead are private money lenders and hard money lenders. So private money lenders are people that we know and who trust us, and what they do is they lend money to us to buy the property. So they'll lend, in this case of this duplex, the entire $115,000. Now why would they do that? Well, it's because we're guaranteeing them a percentage return on their money. So at the end of this renovation period, which will be 3 to 6 months, then we guarantee them 7 to 12%, in that range, and it can be variable depending on who you are and how much you lend, and then we guarantee it back to them. And this is a lot better than the stock market in many ways because you're not dealing with the fluctuations of the stock market. 7 to 12% can actually beat the stock market in many cases, especially since, once again, you're not dealing with fluctuations. And so a lot of lenders are actually really happy to get consistent returns on their money. And obviously, if they keep reinvesting it with us, they can keep that going. We'll just keep buying houses, and then everyone's happy. They're making money. We're not actually buying the house. So that's for the private money lender side. The hard money lenders do pretty much the exact same thing, except they're more often either corporations or guys with access to millions of dollars. So it's not going to be your general friend. In this case, they're actually usually going to put a lien on the house. So they would have normally put a lien on the $115,000 to purchase the house, and then they would have given us all the money that we needed, including for the next step, which is the renovation step. So obviously with our contractors, we have to pay them, and in the case of this duplex, it's going to cost us $50,000. So how do we pay them? Well, this is coming right back to the private and hard money lenders. Either a hard money lender, as I just discussed, is going to give us all the money for the renovation and the contractors all up front if they think the deal is good enough. And how do they decide if the deal is good enough? Well, that gets to the next step. We'll get in there. But the private money lenders are more often just lending because they know that we're reliable and we're going to get them their money back. Now remember, we have no money, all right? In this scenario, we have no money. So how do we get them their money back? Well, this goes into the refinance step of this. Oh, and by the way, if you guys like this kind of content, absolutely like this video and definitely subscribe to the channel because we teach a lot of concepts just like this on how exactly we, get the private money lenders, how exactly we find the contractors, how we get the hard money lenders, how we get the renovations, all of that, all discussed on this channel. So definitely like and subscribe if you want more content like this. But back to our duplex example, we're talking about the refinance step. Well, this is when we did some analysis before all of this even started, okay? We knew how much it would cost to renovate, which I teach on my channel, and then we figured out what the ARV would be. Now, the ARV stands for after repair value. What that means is how much the house is going to be worth at the end of it. See, if we picked a home that's like brand new, there's no value to add, in which case the actual sale price is really all the house is worth. But in our case, we're only taking homes that we can renovate. and add value, because usually when you spend $5,000 on something in a renovation, it'll be worth $30,000 at the end of it. So usually what the money you put in is worth easily double or triple at the end of it. So in this case, this duplex that me and my partner bought, it was a $230,000. And so we tell the bank that, hey, we have a $230,000 house at the end of this renovation, and will you give us a loan on it? All right, so that loan is what you all could typically know of as a mortgage. So they're gonna say, yeah, we can put a mortgage on it. Let's send out our appraisers. They appraise it, find out, yep, you're right, it's worth $230,000. How did we know so accurately? Well, talk about it on my channel, but long story short, using realtors and estimating it beforehand. And essentially the bank says, you know what, I'll give you the money, but I'll only give you 75% of what the house is actually worth. That's because they want us to have some skin in the game. All right, they want us to have some equity, and that's safe for us too, because remember, we're talking about debt here. And I'll get into that as well. Now, the bank will give us the 75%, and for those of you math whiz out there, you're already noting that $230,000, 75% of that is $172,500. Well, if you remember, our purchase price was $115,000, and then our renovations was $50,000. That's $165,000. So we're actually over. So we can easily pay everyone back at the end of this process. So now, no money out of our pocket. But savvy amongst you might have noticed, well, Devin, you have a loan. So exactly how is this a free house? You have to pay that debt, don't you? Well, no, we don't have to pay the debt. We actually have our tenants pay it for us. See, this is the big difference between a homeowner and an investor. We don't pay the debt on our houses. Our tenants are paying monthly rent. And as long as we did the math correctly in the rent stage of things, then it should all work out well above and beyond what the mortgage is. So in this case, let's say, and these are not the accurate figures, but we're just going to make the math simple here. Let's say the mortgage is $1,500, okay? And then our rents are $2,000 a piece. Remember, I told you it's a duplex. So $2,000 for the bottom unit, $2,000 for the top, it's $4,000. Well, that's more than double what the rents are. I mean, even if you allocate for all the expenses of a house and maybe the vacancies and the big expenditures that might come later, which are going to come far later. Remember, we just renovated the house, so everything's brand new. Well, we're still absolutely making a ton of cash. And if you think about it, for any of you who are a little worried about the debt, I can go into a more complicated breakdown, but look at it this simply. If we have two of these, now we're making $8,000, but our mortgages are a combined of $6,000, $1,500 plus $1,500, $4,000 plus $4,000. One house can easily cover two others, and now we have two houses covering the price of four others. So even if tenants stop paying or anything like that, our math is so above and beyond what we actually need. We're making lots of cash flow, and we are perfectly safe from any sort of market corrections or any issues like that. So you obviously can keep doing this over and over again, since like I said, no money out of pocket. This means an infinite amount of houses as long as you understand how to do all of this strategy. So if you're interested in how to do this, definitely subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments section below what questions you have on it, and I'll go over other strategies us investors use in order to get houses for free, just like this one. Talk to you all very soon.